Why isn't this going?
I know, it feels like it just completely blew up. Hi guys, we're running. So we have no opening credits today
That's
because
why.
we don't know what.
Okay.
Yep. So it's just
typical
been a
QuaCk
rough,
action.
right? Typical of us. We got started, sort of. Maybe. No. Wait. Huh? What button's this? Click. What does this button do?
Oh god, I'm on the wrong layer. Restream version.
Right. We're on the restream version of we're on the wrong layer. I'm adjusting the music. You're slightly lower than the music. So I'm just adjusting the music down a little.
That's fine.
I'm bringing you up volume wise. I don't know
So
if we
how
need
are
to
you
bring...
today?
There we go. My back really hurts. So I've been in the classroom for the last 3 days, right? And I don't sit down when I teach. I didn't think about that because it's my style of teaching. I could sit down. There's nothing that says I'm not supposed to sit down. I just don't. I don't want to. I'm too energetic. I get up and start, as a teacher, I'm just one of those people who is very so I, after all these years, I mean, even when I do these shows, I will stand for a while at my standing desk, but then I pull my stool over here and I'll sit down. And I haven't stood for 8 straight hours, 3 days in a row in a very long time. And so it's actually why I was a little late here. I've been laying on the floor with my feet up on this saddle stool to let my back stretch back out. And then whenever I move one of my legs, I can feel one of my vertebrae going clunk. And I'm like, whoa. But I feel better when it does that. So there's that. Not a good thing. Also, learned that the Southern phrase, 100 pounds soaking wet, not a good thing to say to a massive 16, 15-year-olds. This is the thing I have learned. How are you doing, Brian?
I'm alive.
You're not dead.
Yeah.
At least you've been running the show. Thank you for running the show.
Yeah. So, was it Sunday, Monday when you had me run the show? I ran it for 30 minutes before my internet went, you're done.
You're out.
And it never came back. So I don't know when you were able to pick it back up, but...
Yeah, so my mother-in-law is in town, and this is causing a lot of complications. So in not necessarily negative ways. I mean, I know mother-in-laws are always kind of, jokingly negative ways. But I mean, we had to go pick her up, and we had to, that kind of stuff, and so that added a lot of complication to boot on this whole thing. My wife put the car in the shop, and they had to order a part from, I guess, outer Abu Dhabi. I don't know where they had to order this part from, but they locked her car down in the shop for a week. So we were down to one car while I started a new job, and we had to get her mother-in-law, and you know what I mean, like, and my kid was going to his first role-playing game, which I still haven't heard anything of. What happened? But it's all right. So, oh, and you may hear the ticking noise that's going on out here. I have a forward fan on my PC that's going bad. The bearing's going out. So after a while, it starts going.
Fun.
I mean, they're only like $10 for a new fan, but I don't have the time right now, so I won't be able to fix it until this weekend. Right?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right? So I can't fix it until this weekend. Tomorrow's my last day in the classroom for this set, so then I one more set next week, and then I'm done with this, which is fine. The next week's class is at the local location instead of way across town, which is where this one is. So I think somebody killed my child.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I think the murder just happened.
I think so too. Okay. I actually didn't make it to Geek Tank on Monday at all. I just was so beat after the first class. And then Tuesday, I did a rare teacher double shift. My stepmom teaches people, and my stepmom apparently had such a terrible migraine that she couldn't take her class in the evening, teach the class. And I'm one of the few people that knows how to run that class. So she messaged me and said, "Will you please take the class?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." So I took the class on Tuesday night. So Tuesday was 8 full hours followed by 2 more hours of teaching.
Yeah.
So that was pretty brutal. So I'm here tonight. I don't know what I'm going to do for drawing because I'm still kind of feeling a little spun out, but I'll figure something. So we'll see what happens. I'm loading everything up because this PC hasn't actually seen an art program since Sunday. So there's that. Show what's new. No.
So I don't know if you saw it, but Cat had a post go viral.
Oh yeah. They've got like 4 billion viewers now on it. It's like, oh gosh. They're like freaking out.
Well, the problem was she was replying to each one. So my Twitter was like, "Hey, there's a new reply from Cat. There's a new reply from Cat."
Is definitely wrong. Wait. There we
go. Yeah, there we
go. The wrong layer version of this.
But yeah, awesome. My Twitter just started going, "Here, you want to see this reply from Cat? You want to receive this?" It's like, I'm scrolling. It's like, you know, particularly on my phone, it's like two ads and then a couple of real tweets, then 2 more ads. So all I was getting was cat, ad, cat, ad. I'm like, there's more happening out there than Cat right now.
Right? Yep.
Oh Lord, what is that?
A tiefling. I'm just working on my tiefling drawing, so. So yeah, pretty funny. It's been long enough now. I don't remember what all my layers are. Are you going to bed?
I'm going to bed.
Okay. Good night. Sleep well. I am not when when Brian is taxing. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that fan's gonna need to be replaced. I can already tell if that fan's gonna.
It's gonna drive you crazy. It's already driving me crazy, but I don't have to spend this much time in here.
Also true. She's gonna discover there's no light on in there, which I discovered just a minute ago.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. So, have you seen the new the trailer for the new movie Prey?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, it will give viewers the option to watch the film in the Comanche language.
Yep, I'm into that part. I'm totally watching it in Comanche. I don't speak Comanche, but I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
I am.
That just makes it sound cooler. I mean, I would totally, because of anime, I would totally flip the subtitles on and watch it in Comanche rather than English.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I am feeling this though.
A little bit easier. Yeah, I had done a portrait of Ivy before. This is my D&D character, and I did a portrait of her before and didn't know enough about how tieflings worked. And so I gave her normal eyes, and and she had just like little horns. And I mean, it's so little that I know that I gave her green skin, and then found out later that apparently all of the green tieflings are gone and have been. So the only tieflings now are red. But when you read about tieflings in the manual, it says tieflings come in blue or green or hello, Hone. Hey,
Hone, how's it going?
Probably on break there. Yeah, so because of that, I totally did this character wrong. So now I'm having to go back and redo her so she makes sense. And so because of that, naturally, I need to redo the portrait. I mean, come on, right? Everybody knows that that's what you have to do.
And sometimes you have to bite the bullet and just do it.
Just redo the portrait. I mean, there's just nothing else you can say. So I'm redoing her portrait. Glad to see that the move to nights did not, in fact, make Hone not be able to visit us. I'd miss Hone.
At least a little bit, you know.
I know that Hone's working, so that, you know, it's we get what we can get out of him, you know.
Yeah.
And that's
no,
cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
There's no requirement for him to be here,
Yep.
and yet he wants to be here, and that
I'm
is
all excited
awesome.
about it. Yeah. All right.
So someone shared a really, really awesome bit of. They bought heavily ripped.
Gotcha.
They bought heavily ripped up jeans so they could wear their greaves underneath them, and it creates this really, really cool aesthetic between a very modern look with the jeans and the night showing through.
That is kind of cool. See you later. Have a good day. Bye, Hone.
Have a good day, Hone.
Thanks for joining us. I am regretting my life choices.
Why are you regretting your life choices?
Because I merged the I merged the ink layer, and I didn't mean to. Damn it. Okay, well, we've got to revert. That sucks. Okay, try this again. This time, don't mess it up. I actually, yeah, that's perfect. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, let's do this again. This time, we'll do it for now. So we made an in-story reason why my tiefling is green. So that was cool, but we didn't really make an in-story reason why she's got weird eyes, so I went on ahead and just fixed her eyes. And then we're just gonna, all of us, pretend that, of course, she's always had completely dark eyes. Why wouldn't she be? You know.
You know, it'd be hilarious if the in-story reason was her going, but they dyed me this color, and that's the only explanation. Like whenever anybody asks, it's, you know, I woke up and they dyed me this color.
Right. Who is this color all along? Oh.
R. Allen Brooks. Do you remember what the name of his podcast was?
Yeah. We can't say it on our show because we're PG-ish rated.
Oh, and it wasn't?
It was Mother Effer and a cake.
Ah.
Man, that I'm going to want to kill this fan. Oh my goodness. I think I can temporarily stop it with some air, but that may be it. May not be able to do more than temporarily stop it. That may not last very long, though. Yep, that lasted until now.
That was about 30 seconds of silence.
Mm-hmm. Wish there was a way I could shut it off. The side of the case is open.
I don't think you'll pick up sound on my end, particularly if I have this move my headphones. He has the opening to that has a very, I don't know, almost inspirational line in it that I'm looking for this character I am drawing. And I want to grab that line because I think it would fit.
It might be an original line from R. Allen, so make sure that that's
kosher with it. Yeah,
kosher with it.
But I'm not gonna use it in like
in anything. Yeah, you're not gonna use it. You're just using it as an inspirational point for the character.
Yeah,
I get that. That works. Character design.
Because I think the way I'm remembering the line, and I could be misremembering it, but I thought he said, I always wanted to have a superhero that looked like me.
Mm-hmm.
And this character that popped into my head, I had a very similar line, like, here it is, I'm going through all of these different characters and I'm not seeing a character who is black, African American. I'm not seeing that. And it's like, particularly here in America, we have so many races and so many people that everything is white, and that doesn't make any sense. And in Japan, they don't have as many, so that's not culturally a thing. The closest is all Americans are white.
Right.
Or all Americans are blonde in Japanese stuff.
Also true. It's part of the I actually was having this discussion 2 nights ago. So Monday night, my mom's best friend showed up to watch Star Trek. Something we do. I've been doing that for a while now because she's the only one of my mom's friends that I actually was really close to before Mom passed. Mom had other friends, and I knew them and stuff like that. But this is the one that I actually connected to because she and I are Trekkies, right?
Yeah.
She's a Black woman, and so I was sitting with her and talking to her, and she's like another parent in my world, right? She really holds a strong position of authority and, gravitas in my universe because of who she is. She's my mom's best friend. So I feel really comfortable having discussions with her. And she was talking about something, and I don't remember exactly what started the whole discussion, but we got onto racial talks, discussing about how racial stuff is going down and things like that. I didn't even know about Tulsa. I learned from her. The Tulsa massacre. Oh, what is it? What was it? Black Wall Street.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny. Everybody is now finally learning about it because of Watchmen, which is wonderful and great. But I already knew about it a long time before that because in the 80s, she told it to me, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know it. And all of that stuff just totally shocked me. But I've never given it a second thought about the fact that, about her. It's one of those things, you don't think about this. In a way, you think about it, but you don't think about it when they're family.
Mm-hmm.
You never really kind of make that connection. But we were talking a lot about that on Monday night. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't show up at the show, is because we were having this great in-depth discussion. And I was like, I really need to go, but if I go, I'm going to have to send her home. And we're having such a great time, and we're talking, and it's so interesting. And so anyway, the long and the short of it is that we were talking about that, and there's so much involved in what the culture oppresses, and you don't see it.
Yeah.
You don't see all the things that she struggles with because she's Black, but it works, and she just kind of gets over it and just accepts it. And so it's very hidden in the cultural stuff. And that's part of what we were talking about, was how tough it is. She was saying the thing that really is brutal is when she enters a room, it's like she's got all these flags that she's carrying with her. And she walks into a room, and she's the only Black woman in the room. And suddenly she's carrying the woman flag. She's carrying a Black flag. It's like all of these cultural pieces that she is now responsible for in this room. I never even thought about how that affects somebody.
Yeah.
She represents everybody. She has to, whether she chooses to or not, she's required to represent those things because people are expecting that of her. People make friends with her because she then can become their token Black friend so that they can at least not feel bad. I never thought about these things. It's like, you don't think about these things. And it's really rough. And I feel like really bad. It was weird. Just
but that's a good discussion right there.
It was a wonderful. So I appreciate you running the show for me because I got that benefit out of it. And that was absolutely worth every last moment of that. Of course, it always is with her. She's one of my absolute favorite people on the planet. So it makes total sense. She used to be a stand-up. And so that was her thing, was comedy. And so she's always a riot. She's always so much fun,
Yeah.
And so I love hanging out with her, of course. But that's not that. I had to reassure her. I'm like, just so you know, we're friends, because she was like, I know. I know why we're here together. It's like we're friends because we're Trekkies, right? Right? Not because you're black. Because that felt so bad. I hadn't even thought of that. You know?
Yeah.
Then I kind of think on the flip side of this, I don't have that many friends that are of color. I've got Raph, I've got Christina, I've got Ruth A, my buddy Alex, and Oi Bob, and But I mean, I have more now that I am not just hanging out with people from White Bread Arvada, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
But what R. Allen Brooks is alluding to is absolutely true. When he talks about that, talks about people never seeing anybody that look like him.
Absolutely. And that's always that line, when I first heard it, has always stuck with me.
Yeah. He's not wrong. He is not wrong at all.
No, he isn't.
And
absolutely, he is not wrong.
And it's hard to see because they all look like me.
Yeah.
And so I don't see it easily. Not until a loved one is involved there. Then I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
now
I see. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that eye looks awesome. Considering the tieflings have black eyes with black sclea. The problem is he's creepy, right? Because she's a tiefling and she's green with black eyes, but she also has an 18 charisma. So she's supposed to be pretty. So it's like, wow, how do you depict that from something that actually looks remarkably monstrous, That's hard.
Just because she has a high charisma doesn't necessarily mean she's pretty.
Also true. I actually think I have made this comment before. I have a very high charisma. But physically, not exactly what you'd call the classic awesome looking man type, but I have a high charisma. I can go into any situation and I'm happy and I'm comfortable, and heck, my kids love me. I'm actually very happy. Usually these classes do not produce a lot in the way of bonding between the kids and the teacher because they're only there for 4 days.
Yeah.
And so it's not like you connect with the kids and they know it and you know it and yada, yada, yada. But I've got a few kids that are really kind of bummed that I'm not with them for more time. I had one kid writing my name on the board and all kinds of stuff. It was very cute. I am enjoying this quite a bit. Really love the idea, the being back in the classroom.
That's good.
It's kind of hard on you, and I know that, and I appreciate what you do. Just so you know.
So anyways, I have let me bring this character up into my Wayback Machine. Oh. There you are. I've had this character.
Oh, I love her.
Sitting in in my back burner. And I've always looked at her and gone, God, there's something I wish I could do with her.
Mm-hmm.
And today, I was thinking about my comic, and I realized, I have all of these plot threads that I'm starting up and I'm leaving out, putting out there. But I don't think I'm going to resolve them before the current story resolves. And then I heard her speak very clearly. Nah, honey, I got it.
Right.
I was like, oh,
Okay.
There's a second book. Okay.
That's fair.
And my brain just started building on this character who is wearing that knight armor but is wearing kind of modern clothes over it. And it was a very, very different feel from even Brig. And I really dug that feel.
Mm-hmm. So there's a TV series and a book out there called The Help. That was what started, I think, a lot of this, because Ruth A. had said, "Have you ever read The Help?" I said, "No, I've never even heard of it." And she said, "Don't bother." I said, "Oh." And she said, "Yeah, it's apparently the story is effectively this. It's about the 50s and a nanny a black nanny in a white family. But apparently the writer is white and clearly is not familiar with what really was happening at the time." And I was like, oh, that's not cool.
Yeah, and that always makes me a little afraid.
That was where I was headed on this one. I was like, yeah, I was like, be gentle. Be gentle with the character.
And that's always what's pulled my hand back.
Mm-hmm.
Is I want to do more racial characters, but I am afraid to
I'm misrepresenting them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's a little bit of what also we were talking about was, what is our duty as white men in society? What is our position here? I think because I had said, I rolled a die for all of my characters. You know what I mean? I'm like, so like, I put a list of races out in percentages that were reflective of the United States, not of the world, but percentages reflective of because that's my culture, and that makes some sense.
Yeah.
And I rolled the die on my characters, everybody but my main, because my main was already set, and I already knew who she was, and I knew she was Asian. But I rolled a die, and I'm like, how am I supposed to represent characters if, And of course, her response was, you're writing science fiction. Representation there is easy. As long as you have the diversity, it's okay, because they're all acting in whatever culture you had and that you built around that, and it's not the same thing. So there was a lot of kind of cultural differences. I'm surmising. We talked for literally hours. It was cool. But yeah, it's the same thing. So I wouldn't worry. I think the thing that makes the most offense is if you make her into a United States American black woman of today and then try to represent her in that essence. You know what I mean? That becomes a different story. So I think
Yeah,
it's cultural that's the more of the concern.
Yeah, because there's an entire culture that, and even there's an entire language that you don't think about. Like the time I spent in Omaha, and particularly where I was at, had a high concentration of African Americans. There's a it's English, but it's a very different kind of English.
Hang on real quick. Okay, good job. My kiddo just found his satchel.
Cool.
So anyway, sorry. That's been a fight/argument for a while. So it is. There's a massive culture thing. So you were saying something about culture.
Yeah, language specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And that the slang that's used is very different. I don't know quite how to explain it, but for example, if I were to use Southern,
Mm-hmm.
I have a very a way of doing the slang and a way of doing, because I know that language, that fluidity of Southern.
You know why Southern drawls, right?
Yeah.
Because it's warm down there, so they can let the words just flow. But up north, it's cold. Everything's clipped. That was told to me by my grandpa 100 million years ago. And the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Anyway, sorry. I was making a cute joke because it was funny. But you are actually making a valuable commentary, of which I was messing with.
Yeah.
So.
But it's very specific.
It's a type of dialect.
It's a very specific dialect. And
my feeling on that one is it's probably safer for you and me both to stay away from the dialect at all.
Oh yeah, no. I don't intend to but it's that thing. It's that part of that culture that I was really trying to talk about. Is there's an entire beautiful culture, even down to the way the language is, that we miss. And it's very easy to look at it and brush it off. And you really shouldn't.
Right. Agreed. It's a difficult one. You want to represent, but on the same token, you don't want to misrepresent. Right?
Yeah, you don't want to make people mad.
Yeah, but it's not just make people mad. You don't want to dishonor.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Because, I mean, I want to make people mad. There are a number of things that I'm going to write in my story, and I want to make people mad. but I don't want to dishonor.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like why I'm hitting the buttons I am with Brig compared to other things, because Brig is very personal to me.
Yeah.
And I feel more comfortable laying Brig out because I know those fears and I know that language that's used against transgender.
Agreed. And it's one of those things. What's the flag that we're flying?
Yeah.
I've said that. I actually was saying that before to Ruth A. Because I was like, I wish I could fly the flag of racism, but it's not. It's not what my storytelling flag's supposed to be. I'm a feminist, and I'm on the feminist flag. And you know what she said was, she said sometimes it's good enough to know that there's allies.
Yeah.
That somebody cares. And I thought, okay, that's fair. I can accept that.
You know, it's why the other day I drew the picture of Brig with the flag the way I did, because I was just so damn angry with how we're treating things.
Dehumanizing. We're dehumanizing people.
And not only dehumanizing people, but we're also, it's almost like half of them are getting ready to commit a genocide to get rid of people.
And it's hard to understand that. That's what I think that's what really kind of started the whole discussion was, how do you get to a point in your head where you can look at another human being and say, I'm going to just beat this human until they do my work for me? How do you get to that point? How do you get there? And Ruth is like, they don't have a soul. And I said, yeah, but they started with one. And I think that's something that I'm wanting to explore as well. How do you get there? How do you get there?
And how did we fall back so far? Unless we didn't fall back. And that's the other frightening thing, is we haven't fallen back. This is the perceived last stand for that side. Like, this is them trying to assert dominance one final time, and they're taking this as, we win or we die.
Right. So,
and that's just disturbing to me.
Did I tell you about the two kinds of people in the world theory that I'm working on right now?
You might have, but I've been.
You don't remember it? That's all right. I don't want to tell people. I say I've got this theory, and then have people go, "I already heard it, Kai." You know. So it's one of those things. I've been recently kind of coming to the conclusion that there's two kinds of people in this world. There's the people who believe that society owes them, and the people who believe that they owe society. Right? So, the people who believe that society owes them have a problem with people messing with their society. Right? They don't like changes. They don't like alterations. They don't like things being shifted or altered or moved because it's their place. This is their house. Right?
Right.
The people who believe that they owe society have a different agenda. They're here to make it the best that they can for all of us because they understand that they're not owed this place. They're not. It's not their require. But they have an agenda to do the right thing for society. This came about because of that Onion article where they were writing, nothing we can do, says the only nation that this ever happens in, after the school shootings.
Which they're so mad at that.
Yeah, they're so mad that they're doubling down, tripling down. It's brutal.
They wrote it 20 times.
It was so funny. But I've been thinking about that and trying to ask the question of, okay, that's true, but why? Why are we the only one that does this? Yeah, you can say guns, sure, but there's more to it because I actually kind of agree with the political right. It's not the guns that do it, right? You could say maybe it's that we don't have universal health care, so the people who need help can't get it, right? So, you could say that. But I've been thinking a lot more about just entitlement in general. There's a cadre of our culture who believes that they're owed things. They're owed a certain lower level, a basic level of widgets. They're owed the cheerleader. They're owed the very expensive Cadillac Escalade. They're owed it. There's a cadre of people who believe that. And I've been thinking a lot about this. And those people are the people who don't think of this stuff as a responsibility, right? If my child took, let's say, a knife to school and popped all the tires of the teacher's cars, I'd lock the knives up, right? Because I'm responsible for the kid. So I wouldn't. It would be like alarming if I said, well, it's not the knife's fault. That'd be a rather alarming argument to make. As a parent, that'd be like, okay. It'd also be alarming to say, well, it's not his mom and my fault. We didn't do it. So why should we be denied knives?
Yeah.
It wouldn't even make sense if I said, well, we use the knives in case somebody breaks in. I mean, all of the arguments used to counter this are really, really bizarre if you think about it from the point of view of a parent with a child. And the people who believe that they owe society are guardians of society, we sort of we view this country as our kid that we've got to take care of, that we've got to nurture. And sometimes we have to pay the price because the kid's doing something stupid. And that's the nature of the beast. That's how it works for us. And it doesn't work for the other team. For the other team, society is giving them things that they deserve. And taking that away means that they no longer get the things that they are owed by society. And that changes the dynamic of what we're talking about. And it's the reason why we can't ever resolve this. That's my ongoing sort of operating theory here. And I've been thinking a lot about that and the differences between the types of people. All of my life, I have worked kind of hard to ally myself with the people who believe the same thing that sort of the Japanese do, which is that we've got to make sure we take care of our country, make sure you pick up the trash, make sure you put stuff away, this is our country, we got to kind of take care of it, so fix this and fix that. And you know what I mean? I've allied myself with folks that feel that same way. So it's been kind of hard because to some degree I have an echo chamber of that.
Yeah.
And so I understand that I'm sort of echo chambery, but I have a few friends who are on the other side. And it's interesting listening to them. It's interesting hearing what they have to say about this, because I realize they're not trying to be mean, evil, blah, 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 all of those things that they're being attributed to. They simply believe that they have rights in the society to certain things, and that overrides their responsibilities to the society. Their rights are given to them, and in this instance specifically, they fear that the government telling them to do the responsibility is an overreach designed to make it so that the people are burdened so much that they can't notice that the government's not doing the right thing. And that's starting to make a little bit more sense. Somebody's playing on that, as far as I can tell. Somebody is truly playing on their fears and all of that, making it so that they fear it and they're scared and things like that. So
I think it's more, you make it sound like it's a single entity, and I think it's a lot of different groups are playing on that.
Yeah, that's actually something that aggravates me quite a bit, is I have kind of seen now how the algorithms of social media can be easily manipulated and controlled by people who have money. It's not intentional. I mean, it is intentional, but I mean, it's not intentional on the parts of the social media. More importantly, I have been totally manipulating my social media, right? And it's been working. Well, and when I say it's not intentional by the social media, I mean, literally they have no control over it in a literal way. It's because the system runs automatically. So what's happening is, there's a series out there called The Social Dilemma, or there's a single documentary called The Social Dilemma. And this changed my entire view of everything, because it wasn't about like, it's kind of hard to explain. So The Social Dilemma was about, let's see, this didn't work. I went the wrong way with this. That's all right. The Social Dilemma was specifically about how the algorithm is rigged and how it was built to begin with. So it was built initially to be designed so that if Coca-Cola bought advertising space, you would see things attached to Coca-Cola. So it was designed to kind of be a extra boost to the people who were advertisers, right? That was the entire point. So you'd buy Coca-Cola, and and you'd get in there, and then all of a sudden the algorithm would start showing you things that are adjacent to Coca-Cola. Not competitive, so it wouldn't show you Pepsi, but it might show you Diet Coke, or it might show you, things like that. So the idea being in connection to, it might show you apple pie, because sometimes apple pie and Coke are shown on the TV, right? And since it's not doing what Coca-Cola told it to do, right? It's just using a logical connection of, usually I see most users connect Coca-Cola with apple pie, so I will put apple pie out there in front of Brian too, because he clicked on Coca-Cola. It's not intentional. It's all completely automated. This is all just happening. So the more times that users connect, say, cherry pie with Coca-Cola, the more I'm going to put cherry pie in front of you, because the algorithm's already figuring out that Coca-Cola and cherry pie are connected now. So you get apple pie and cherry pie because they're connected. If you click on the cherry pie, then we do the same thing. It starts looking through all of the posts and finds how many times cherry pie is connected to, I don't know, it may get weird at some point.
Anyways, yeah.
Connected to Nike. So what's happened is people are purchasing time for extremist functions. Then the extremist functions in the algorithm connect to other extremist functions. So the more you click on one of the lightly extremist functions, the more you're presented with slightly deeper extremist functions. Then you click on those and you get slightly deeper. And that's why people are polarizing, is because all you need is, as a good example, let's say flat earthers out there. We're getting more flat earthers now because people will click on something that's relatively innocuous and relatively light, like, I don't know, liberals are trying to change, law number 27, right? Let's just say. And they'll click on it. And after a few months, the rabbit hole has led them to videos that are talking about how it's clear that all of this is a government conspiracy from the liberals to keep hidden that the earth is actually flat. And they start to, because it's a step, like they're boiling the frog, they're ending up there. But the key important thing here is that no one's in charge. That's what's scary. Nobody's doing this. This is a machine that's doing free association and connecting things. And what's happening is, left alone, the machine instantly polarizes us to extreme sides. And that's what's terrifying. That, I think, was the real takeaway from the social dilemma that I'd gotten, was these were the guys who programmed the algorithm. And they were saying, nobody's at the helm. And that's the problem. Nobody's watching it. Nobody's controlling it. Nobody's putting any kind of stop on it. And since it's programmed to give you the things that are connected to the things, the end result is always, it pulls everybody ultimately to the very, very extreme edges. And I tested it. I totally tested it with my algorithm. I've been only clicking on things like spaceships and things like that. And it changed and altered my algorithm. And I won't click on news sites at all from Facebook or from Instagram. I go to news sites separately, and I don't use Google for it. And I've managed to get it to the point where I actually don't see the super dramatic news anymore. I see news, but the news I see is pretty factual and straight up now. I see that the weather was X here and the weather was Y there. There's a fire here, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see pretty normal news now. And it's because I've been training my algorithm to stop being a jerk. And it worked. It's just a fascinating thing to me, but it also is a frustrating thing.
How does this look to you?
I like it. We're going to have to make it bigger, though. I'm going to have to embiggenate it. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Does she have freckles?
Yep.
Freckles are cute. I'm biased.
Is this hand okay? I can't. I think it is.
Mm-hmm. Thumb's on the right side, if that's your question. See me down here? There. Thumb's on the right side. You're good. I didn't mean to get on a soap. Well, I mean, I did mean to get on a soapbox. It's totally what we were talking about, right? Soapboxes.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know.
You're like, I don't want to start Guy up again. I'm having a horrible time in class, not in fact being rambly and talking forever and ever and ever and ever. That's my biggest problem. Gosh, I hope I make it to this weekend without killing my PC. In fact, you know what? I didn't order a fan earlier because I didn't know what size fan that thing is. Got the case open down there, so I might as well measure the stupid thing and then order a new fan, and then it'll be here by Friday when I have the day off and don't have to argue with the fan, or don't have to go to class, because they're, all of these can be ordered from like Amazon with next day shipping. If I get a new fan, oh man. All right. This is a big freaking fan. Yeah, see, now you know I'm messing with you, so you're like, it's a 4.5-inch fan. Weird.
Oh God!
What?
I said, oh God, the noise.
Sorry. I can't tell which I hate worse. The hissing of the thing. Or okay, 4.5-inch fan.
You know, one of the people I follow online said they saw a couple of people in their area starting to wave black flags, and that's a very specific thing.
Okay, what's black flags?
So black flags are so white flags means I surrender.
Oh, gotcha. So it's the opposite of white flags.
Black flags means I'm killing everyone.
Mm-hmm. 14.
And I found that very disturbing.
Unpleasant. Yeah. Okay. Is it 120 millimeters or is it not 100? Oh. Because of course my case fan's in metric, which is I love metric personally, but it's hard when you aren't in a metric universe. This is a 120 millimeter fan. Okay. With LEDs. I mean, the case fans are like freaking $10 by themselves. So I might as well get some that have colors in them. Right?
I hate colors, particularly for fans.
Your problem, man, not mine.
I used to have to sleep with them, so yeah.
I don't sleep with. I've got a different room to sleep in.
Yeah. And
but
you
even
can't
if I
turn
did,
those stupid LEDs off.
Well, I mean, I hate to say this, but the first argument I think that Brent would make would be you could turn your PC off.
No, that is with it off.
Even with your PC off, your fan lights were on?
The LED lights, so long as it had power, like you would have to physically unplug it from the wall and completely remove it from power to turn off all of the LEDs on some of these computers.
Okay. I mean, that's not what happens here because this is a normal desktop PC, and once you kill the power at the power supply, there's literally no juice going to the board at all. So, I mean, that's a different critter, I guess. That's all right. I understand.
Yeah, it was to make them cooler. I totally want the cool computer that always has the LED lights going.
That's me. I mean, what? But again, my PC lives in the office here and not in the bedroom. So
yeah, but you still don't want that because you still don't want that because it increases your electric bill because it never turns off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there's a lot of electronics that don't turn off that people don't realize don't turn off.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were doing the rule of cool on it.
Yeah, see this guy is a free case fan. It's like $16 whole, has LED lights in it, 120 millimeter fan. And it's a 2-pack, no less. Fan in there? Maybe we have another fan in there. Yeah. Let's see. Is there another fan spot? Maybe there's another fan spot. So I'll get 2 of them. $16. I'll put another one in the top. There's an after fan though, so I swap both of these guys out. Probably not a bad idea. No, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a 2-pack since it's only $15, and they'll be here by. Oh.
I like how this character is turning out.
You're. Oh, solar spotlights.
That is the one thing I really like about drawing.
In general?
Well, drawing with you is that we can get into these deep discussions.
Yeah.
And no one gets angry.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get angry, but only tomorrow. I'm too tired now.
But you know what I mean.
I know absolutely what you mean. While I'm at it, check out.
God, I love this design. Oh, it's so modern and yet
so not.
Yeah, it's mixing this modern and ancient at the same time, and it's so wonderful.
Okay. What do we got? Trying to read my memory card here. Because if I want to pull stuff out, I might as well look in here and see if I can't find another 32 gigabyte memory chip. Boost my computer up to 64.
I need to do that here soon on this one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to save Ivy over here. I think I'm done messing with Ivy at this point. Clearly, we are now screwing around with memory. So there's that. I want to get matched memory. DDR4 3600. Right? DDR4 3600. XMP 2.0 ready. I like use Warhawk memory though. The problem is I'm not 100% sure that the memory, well, it's like everything else. It's got LEDs in it. I know you're just going to be like, nah.
Yeah, not for me.
Yep. Yeah, I got no problem with that at all, my friend. I got no problem with that at all. I really feel like I need to match my G.dot skill Ripjaw. And I'm only seeing 2 times 16 gig chips. Can I get one that's just one times 16 gig chips? Not selling one Ripjaw. I need one 32 gig chip. And I can get 2 times 16, but then I'll have to swap out the ones that are in there. Well, I guess the next question is, can I put slots 1, 2, and 3 in? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now I'm learning about single channel and dual channel RAM. Hmm.
Yeah, I should have been working on a comic today, but I didn't feel up to it.
That's all right. I'm over it too. I should have been as well, but I'm so tired and worn out that I'm like, well. And then now I'm annoyed with my PC for being goofy. Hey, Patsy's here. Looks like a neat character.
Ah.
Let me give you the, because I'm just looking at stuff. So let me give you the big screen there. We don't actually know you're here, mostly because Patsy, I'm looking up computer stuff for, not you. I'm looking up PC stuff. It's not the stream. That's nice of it.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, I wanted you to see if you could do something on your end.
Uh-huh.
So I can't add any destinations to this.
No. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to. I specifically made it so you couldn't.
Okay.
But that wasn't intentional, like, aha, I have ruined things for you. Uh-oh. You're getting all robotic, Brian. You there, Brian? Did I lose you? Oh, he went into the red. Oh, now, yeah, this is your end. It's actually totally cool, Patsy. We just didn't know you were there, but we know you're there now, so we can chat with you. I think Brian's internet's kicking out. So what I'm trying to do, Patsy, is you can hear a rattling noise in the background. That rattling noise is my forward cooling fan on the case. And it's clear that the bearings are blowing out. Yep, I just lost him altogether. Maybe he'll come back. So the rattling noise you're hearing, here, I'll turn off the music for a second. Right. So that's my oh, hey, Ryan's back. Maybe we have a secret to the air shields. Question. You're still in the yellow though.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me.
Okay, so here's what happened. If I make you a co-admin with me, oh yeah, I just ordered I ordered new fans. They'll be here on Friday. So
okay.
I ordered a forward and an after fan. I'm talking to Patsy. Back to you. If I make you a full admin, you can change them all you want. So at this point, though, I have filled up all of the slots that I have paid for. So if you add any more, it will happily do that and then double my bill. So, so I'm totally okay with doing this, but we need to discuss it before suddenly I'm going from $15 a month to $50 a month. That would.
It's weird that it says 5 of 8 because it makes it sound like you have 8 more, or you have 3 more slots to fill.
Right. Oh, it does say 5 of 8 active. Why does it say 5 of 8 active? Add destination. Do we get 8 because you get 4? Or 3? We're both sharing QuaCk. You're right, it does say 5. It didn't say 5 of 8 before. I wonder if they're trying to fix the fact that you can't pair by granting you your access numbers. So if so, then yeah, let's just go on ahead and rig it so it goes out to yours as well. There's no reason not to. That sounds like a beautiful plan that involves all kinds of beautiful stuff. I didn't add you as an admin only because I didn't want you to accidentally set me up for.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Because not because I didn't trust you. I just knew darn well that Restream would, just like all good companies, would happily let you just spend all of my money all you want.
Yeah.
Never question you. And it would never tell you you're about to do that. So you wouldn't go, uh-oh, this is bad. So.
Yeah, until it happened.
At which time I'd be like, So, anyway, so I am more than happy to add you to the thingy and do that. So that's totally acceptable. I'm trying to figure out how I don't know how we would do that. Let's see. Add a destination. Wait, am I not going out to Twitter? I'm going out to Twitter. Yeah, I'm going out to Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, you're going out to Twitter.
Okay, so do you have a Facebook account?
I do.
You want to go to what do you want to send to? Let's try this.
Definitely my Twitch.
Oh, that's not going to work like I want it to. Okay, I have to change you, but I can't change you to an admin until we are clear from the show. I have to be in the other screen.
Okay, not a problem.
One screen. So I have to drop out of the show in order to do that.
Not a
problem. By the way,
Patsy,
Kayan is Brian. If you're talking to, well, I mean, unless you like to be called Kayan.
I don't care.
Okay, if you don't care, then it doesn't matter. But if you're wondering why I keep calling him Brian and it says Can at the bottom there, that's why.
Yeah.
I need one of these Ripjaws. I don't need two of these Ripjaws. I need one of these Ripjaws. And I'm not getting the one Ripjaw. I can get all kinds of other RAM. What needs to happen is Friday, I need to ask Brent, are you on in the mornings at all?
I can sort of be on in the morning.
No, that wasn't what I was asking. I was asking if you are, not would you.
I mean, how early in the morning?
No, I was just, if you're on like normally on, then I was gonna say I'll ask duh. Or I could just message him and he'll give me an answer when he gets there. Okay, RIP 32 gigabyte. Really? Oh, there it is. I'm like, what am I writing here?
Thank you. I was the one that did the avatar for the show.
Yep, the duck is cool.
We're normally a little bit more lively, but both of us are really tired tonight.
Both of us are really wiped out because of various things. So, yeah. second question, can I get a different manufacturer RAM? Maybe LEDs, so long as it's DDR4 3600. There we go. Fired that off to Brent. That way Brent can answer the question if we get there. So the idea was that I sent off a message to Brent about whether I can mix and match on this. If I can't, that's fine. On Friday, I'll drive all the way across the other side of town to go to Micro Center. But I don't want to go to Micro Center if I can avoid it, because that's like 2 hours out of my day to get one DDR chip, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I could do that. But the real question is, can I get... Because I can't seem to find one chip on Amazon. I can find pairs. So, yeah, we're out of here in about 10 minutes, my friend. So, yeah, see, it says all of these are always 32 gigabytes and 2 times 16, but I can't seem to find 32 gigabytes and 1 times 32. I can find pairs, but I can't find a single. And that's aggravating because... Oh, wait. Oh, that's it. That's the critter. I just need to just scroll down. I mean, my thought is I'm now working the entire time, so I can afford to do all of these. The problem, of course, is if I do this, I'm going to drop down to the single channel instead of dual channel, and that's going to be sad. Because right now I've got 132 sitting in the dual channel slot, but the fan covers slot 4, which is the other dual channel slot. So I'm going to have to pull the chip out of the dual channel and put it into the single channel because they only work in pairs. So I'll have to put it in 1 and 3 instead of the way that these things are set up. You have 1 and 3 are single channel and 2 and 4 are dual channel. So if you pair up your chips, you have to put them in either 1 and 3 or 2 and 4. And my cooling fan covers slot 4. So I can't use 2 and 4. I can use 2 by itself, which is what I'm doing right now. And so if I get another chip, I'm going to have to put it in 1 and 3. But the truth of the matter is what they're saying about dual channel is it's for stuff like the super games, the super powerful games. And I don't pay back. The most complex game I play is No Man's Sky. And that's, though complicated, it is complicated. It's not by any stretch of the imagination it's not taxing my PC with just one chip of 32 in it.
Yeah.
It's not even poking at my PC with that just one chip. So I'm thinking of doing that.
So it's going to be interesting. A lot of cons are now easing up on their COVID restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
And with COVID on the upswing right now, it's going to be interesting to see how that affects things.
Yeah. Apparently, COVID broke out at the school I'm at. He's nuked the place, but still, a number of the teachers were out. And so I'm kind of like, I'm gonna get COVID.
That sucks.
Yeah. I managed to somehow miraculously dodge getting COVID this entire time. So I don't want to get COVID finally because I finally went back to work. Like literally the reason I didn't work at the school was because I was like, you guys aren't taking proper precautions against COVID. And it would really suck if the week that I went back, I get COVID. You know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, thanks. That's so kind of you.
Yeah.
So. Oh, well. So. Anyway, neither one of us are doing any work now. We've completely stalled out. Very funny.
Yeah, we're both dead tired.
We're both so toast.
So, do you want to call it here?
Yeah, let's call it here, and then we'll go. We'll try again tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Good night, my friend. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.